Long ago on the high plains there lived two peoples, and it was a time of hunger. And the great and terrible sorcerer Sararama appeared to the chief of one of the tribes and said, "The other tribe, they are planning to attack you. They will burn your land so that you die." And now Sararama appeared to the chief of the other tribe and said, "The others, they are planning to attack you. They will burn your land so there is no food and you will die of hunger." And one man and one woman went to the chief and they said, "Don't listen to Sararama. What he says is not true. There should be words of peace, not words of war." But the two chiefs did not listen. And they started to burn each other's land until all of the crops were on fire. All of the land were on fire. All of the creatures disappeared. The trees were black and burnt. And all of the people were dead. And now there was nothing but grey ash and destruction. And Sararama was great and powerful, and he laughed at what he had achieved. But the one man and the one woman, they had gone down under the ground and they had hidden themselves safe under the ground. And a long time they waited. But one day the man took a dry twig and he pressed it through the earth to the world above, and it caught on fire. "We must wait longer. It is not yet time." And more days passed, and the man took another twig and he pressed it to the ground and to the earth and the air above. And the stick smouldered. And he said, "We must wait, it is not yet time." And more days passed, and he put a third twig through. But the twig did not burn or smoulder. And they pushed with their hands and dug their way through to the surface, and the man and the woman stood there, and they looked around, and all was dead and grey and ash. And then Sararama appeared, and Sararama was great and he was powerful, and he laughed. "Why are you not dead like the others? You cannot live here." And the man said, "Perhaps we can live. Perhaps we will not die." And the woman said, "We will live." And Sararama said, "There is nothing for you here. There is nothing for you to eat. Look." And the woman held out her hand, and she showed in her hand there was grain and seeds which she had brought down to the world below. "We will plant these. Perhaps they will grow." And as she spoke, the black trees had green buds on them, the beginning of leaves and fruit. And from the black earth, green shoots appeared. And Sararama became smaller and smaller and weaker, and no longer was his cloak on fire, but it was smouldering. "But there is nothing, there is no company, you are alone." And the man looked around and said, "Look." And creatures, animals, were pressing their noses up from under the ground where they had hidden. And in the distance they could hear birdsong. And the woman said, "We will have children. We will live." And Sararama became smaller and smaller, and shrinking until he was no more than the size of a child. And Sararama's laugh disappeared, and he became nothing more than a gust of wind howling.